Bom, a DMS, o nosso foco é em prestar serviços financeiros focados no mercado offshore. O propósito desse seminário, dessa conferência, é realmente de disseminar informação e criar uma ponte entre o mercado local e o mercado offshore.
A indústria de fundos mútuos no Brasil é uma indústria que realmente dá muito pouco problema, para o tamanho que ela tem, para a relevância que ela possui, né, para a representatividade na economia que a indústria de fundos tem, seja em número de cotistas, que ultrapassa 10 milhões, seja em patrimônio líquido, que ultrapassa 2 trilhões de reais, seja por qualquer aspecto, realmente é um colosso. A indústria de fundos 409 é muito grande. Para o alcance que ela tem, realmente a quantidade de problemas que a gente vê é muito pequena. E isso realmente dá um conforto, vamos dizer, cria um caminho, um pavimento bastante seguro para que a gente possa evoluir nesse sentido.
We're going to start with a discussion about investors. So what is the investor appetite in the US and Europe for Brazilian funds?
So once you know which type of investors you want to talk to, obviously comes then the second question, which is the jurisdiction that this type of investor is used to. And I think in Europe you have two big fund jurisdictions. Let's say you will see islands mostly for the UK or for certain sectors such as money market funds, hedge funds, a lot of them in Ireland. And then you have for continental Europe and for other areas such as PE funds, real estate funds, infrastructure funds, you would tend to look at Luxembourg more. That's what investors are typically used to.
From my point of view then will be oversight. You're going to have European investors are used to seeing custodian or prime brokers holding assets on a segregated basis and making sure that investment managers aren't running away with them at any point. They're going to be used to having at least two independent directors, as independent as possible in our view, who are going to provide, again, oversight to the investment manager and other entities.
A key man provision, very typical abroad. We don't see it here. It's not, some managers started to consider it, but at the end they never knew how to provide for the next step. So what if they decide to leave? What if they retire? And they decide just to postpone the issue. It's not on the current priority list. And it is something very important abroad. So this is something the management firms should also take in consideration and try to be flexible.
We're going to talk to you about the operational due diligence professionals, their role in the investment process, as well as a few things that we think will be helpful for you to take away.
Basically, the difference that I see and have experienced in my own is that in Brazil, it is more like check-the-box procedures. In US, when institutional investors came to our office, they really want to see things going live. They want to see systems, they want to talk with the senior staff, and so on and so forth. So basically, it is more deep in terms of what they are really looking in not only the investment process, but things that occurs behind the doors.
There may be a cultural difference which will make institutional investors in the U.S. seem very aggressive or intrusive during the diligence process. For example, they may want to know very detailed information about the ownership of the investment manager.
It's also important to make sure you don't start your compliance manual, build it day one, and then kind of set it on a desk and leave it alone. It's really an ongoing process that you should be thinking about on a regular basis and updating it and make sure it fits your organization, it's suitable to what your company is actually doing.
Due diligence processes, when they're conducted by third-party experts versus in-house professionals, can be somewhat similar, but they can be very different as well. So if you get the heads up that a due diligence visit is going to occur and there's going to be a third-party expert involved, you want to step up your game. You want to be extra prepared. And keep in mind, too, that you want to put your best foot forward, you want to take extra time and make extra efforts to prepare.
For me, the most important thing is having that balance of, being able to tick all of the boxes, and I wouldn't, performance is obviously important, and top quartile performance is critical, but you don't need to be the top of the tree. You need to be able to have, all the supporting infrastructure to go after institutional investors.
The business model is that from the venture capital perspective, they're actually looking to develop the business and then look to an onward sale to another venture capital or private equity firm, or ultimately, instead to go a listing route.
In the name of DMS, thank everyone that is here for participating. Thank all the speakers. Thank the sponsors, KPMG, Campbell's, Conyers, and Eurex. We have a cocktail sponsored by Eurex, actually, so I need to give them an extra thank you for sponsoring the cocktail, because that's I think it would be great now for us to be able to network and talk in a more fun environment, I should say. Thank you again. Obrigado pela presença de todos.